You ready, bud? You ready to do this, Cav? It's your month. Hey, good morning, everybody. State of the Island, April 6th, 2025. Happy Sunday to you guys. Our State of the Island this morning is going to be, we're going to be Kevin based. How about that? We'll tell a little bit of his backstory. It is his month for the fundraiser. For those that do not know, here's a concise explanation of our fundraisers and a real brief explanation as to how I came up with it. So, at the beginning of each month, first Sunday of every month, which we've actually forwarded that to Saturday at 6 o'clock in the evenings, we'll do a monthly fundraiser. And in that fundraiser, for $10 or more, and you're welcome to donate extra, so a lot of people do, and I thank you for that. For that fundraiser, you get a die-cut magnet that is great for your cars. A lot of people collect them and put them on. I love the fridge pictures. What do you call it? I've seen people take oil pans and put them up on their walls. So that's really cool, and that's exactly what I wanted. So for $10 or more, you will get this magnet. It's a 4x4 frame, and they cut the magnet. We get as big as we can in that frame. You will get a 4x6 picture. The original picture the magnet was made from, and on the back of that picture, this is my favorite part. Each dog every month gives you their actual paw print signature. Exactly like the ones on my arms, except for most of them are still alive now. So that's a good thing. And I wanted to do that because, I want to give back, as you guys know. I hate getting something for nothing. Even though I'm doing all this work here and you guys support it, I'm just not built that way. So I appreciate everything. And no, I can't do it all myself, but I try to do as much as I can. Not by myself, but just to show you guys I'm working just as hard, as you guys are. So, I came up with this idea, and it was spawned from something. A lot of us are, a little older, so we can remember back in the day when we would have a popular movie come out. And I'm going to choose Star Wars because Star Wars was one of my favorite movies. All three of the first or the middle ones, which were the first ones. And either Burger King or McDonald's or somebody, they would do this thing, and this was really cool. They would make a set of collector's glasses, and they would only be available for a limited time, and no two McDonald's were the same. And the cool thing about it was there was 4 glasses in this collection, and you had to get all 4. And mom was not allowed to stop taking you to McDonald's or Burger King until you finished the collection. I wish I still had those. So in the lines of that train of thought, I thought, hey, this would be great to go ahead and do this each month. You could pick your favorite one, and some people do. I won't donate this month, or I won't, get a magnet this month. But oh my God, I have to have a Nugget, or I have to have a Rosie, or I have to have a Tiny. And so those people there. But there's a lot of you guys, and I love you guys for this the most, for the collector standpoint, because that's the way I am, obviously. That hey, the month is out, I get to collect every single one, and for me, it's not just about the money. It's not just about the repetition and the security in it. It's also about every one of you that has a magnet on your wall knows. They ask me how I know all their names. I bet you almost everybody that has the whole collection can name every single one on their walls or on their refrigerators. And what you guys are doing for me, I know this sounds corny to some people, you're keeping their memories alive. And that's part of what, I want them to live the best lives they can here. And I also want them to be remembered. They've had a shitty life, and they deserve as much respect and longevity as they can get. And hopefully with this collective, mindset like this, other people will start to see it, and they will start to at least appreciate their dogs in the same way. And again, they're way down the road, eventually working to this grand pipe dream of mine of saving them all, which is not dead. I've just been treading water for the last few years. So, this month is Kevin, right, big man? My little odd duck, my little man. I'm gonna put you up on the camera. And Dad, it's the cutest face ever. I'm sorry, I had to do it. Bud. I love you. Mwah. Kevin's background story is very, I'm going to say it's very limited for me to tell you, simply because this is right after, just a couple months after Brittany passed. And I was going down to North Carolina, or South Carolina, with a friend of mine who was dragging me down there. You got to get out of the house. You have to clear your head. And it turned into a shitty trip for her. All I did was cry and complain and whine the whole time. It was terrible. The only time I was happy, actually, was when I was meeting Kevin. So my friend Amber, who is a rescuer as well, she's an incredible lady. Yes, she is, isn't she, Kev? She showed Kevin to me, and I just fell in love with him. And I said, okay, is he coming home with me when I come down? And I might have guilted her into it, but I'm very glad she let me take him, even though she reaches out every day. Is our little boy doing okay? But anyway, she got Kevin from somebody apparently who went to jail. I don't know what they went to jail for. If she knows, she can always comment on here. But not only did they go to jail, whatever they were doing in their life that was so bad, they weren't doing their life right. And that's evident in the way Kevin was taken care of. So Kevin was, he's on the chopping block after that. And Amber couldn't take that, so she brought him she brought him home, and then I fell in love with him. But I noticed, and he's got the bad skin and the bad gait in his legs. But honestly, and I'm a firm believer in this, just so you guys know, luxating patellas, bad hips, and all that, as long as they're not in pain, especially with the little ones, and I know a lot of rescuers share this mentality. I think it's extravagant. Because I don't believe it's going to improve their quality of life that much. Like if I were to fix his legs, is he really going to be running up and down stairs? What advantages, other than pain or lack of pain, does this really have for him? So since there is none, because he's not in pain, he's just a little wonky. He's just a little different. So I will not put him under the knife for that. Other cases in the past, such as where I've seen the quality of life gets better, such as we call it cataract surgery. I wish I had money now. There's some here I would get it for them. I believe that with the older dogs truly improves their quality of life. I've seen their lives go downhill drastically over just in the course of a couple of weeks of getting cataracts, developing their eyes. Sometimes they develop very fast. And having that surgery was just like a new lease on life. You guys remember Texas Pinky? A few of our friends that follow us since Texas Pinky, Steve and Jenny, you guys know better than anybody. You fell in love with her, and to see, she came to me blind because of her diabetes at a very young age. And to see her thrive and be able to see again was just incredible. So if there's something that improves their quality of life, I do it. But something like his legs, I'm not going to attack it. We're good the way we are. I'm still trying to get a little weight off of him. But my little butterball does like to eat. And he's got me into this bad habit where when he's done eating every night, Bella DeVille, she takes forever to eat. And she's a mess. That's why she has to eat by herself. It takes 2 hours. And it's all over the pee pad because she doesn't pee on the pad because she's the only one in that room. She just leaves food everywhere. So Kevin's excited by the end of the day to go run in there and help her clean up the mess. So I keep taking his food amounts down to try to balance it out. And he's getting there. I think he's lost a little bit of weight, but not as quick and noticeable as some of the others. So that's Kevin's story. And he's actually been a big part of me healing too. A lot of these guys that have come here since then, because they're new, because all the dogs that were here before, even the ones that I love the most, Buggy, Harley, Kira, Nugget, all I saw in their faces was Brittany. And that it was hard. It was hard to get back into this, guys, for that reason. I mean, forget me going through everything about her. Just seeing her face in them made it very hard. So these new dogs that have come in, such as Kevin, the Flower Girls, Tiny, they've kind of, Georgie, they've kind of given me purpose again. Vern and Marlo. Giving me a lot of purpose again without seeing Brittany in their faces. Now, don't get me wrong. I think every night, man, baby, you'd be so proud of her. And sorry, I'm starting to ramble on this, and I apologize, but it's just where my mind's going with it. But yeah, I mean, she would be so proud of so many of these little babies, and she would be in love with them too. Oh my God, she would love them so much. But anyway, back on track. So that brings me to my next point. Stephanie and I were talking, and Stephanie was talking to me yesterday, and she says, Bobby, I think it's freaking hilarious, because I just did that post about Buck the other day, and we were in the garage dealing with Rita, who she's also a little snapdragon. Tommy Chong's out there, Winston, and we get the comment a lot, and I take offense to this comment simply because I felt like I put it out there enough that people should know the answer. And it's like, the comment isn't offensive in itself, it's just I take offense to it because I'm tired of explaining myself. But the comment is basically, why don't you adopt some of them out? These are perfectly adoptable dogs. Well, Stephanie brought it up to me yesterday, and she's laughing, and she goes, do these people even understand? These are not adoptable dogs. They look this great because of all the work you've put in with them. And she goes, and she picked Buck out, or Rita. She goes, somebody like those two, how much of a chance do you think either one of those dogs would have in a normal home? No. The moment Buck's standoffish and bites somebody, 95 to 98% of people are going to just toss them away. Just dismiss them. And, so that the best he can have is standoffish life in their world. Well, we don't do that here. And I'm very proud of that. So, to answer that question, why don't we adopt them out? Oh, and, the ones that came in morbidly obese, the ones that came in completely emaciated. There's not a dog here now. Kevin's probably one of the examples of the dogs in the worst shape. These dogs are literally, they're athletes right now. I wish I had a coach that would have trained me like we got them trained. And they do. They all look great. They're all in great shape. They're all healthy. Knock on wood, we haven't had an issue since the beginning of the year as far as somebody passing away. Of course, we had some issues here and there, but everybody's thriving right now. And I think it's because of the stability and the schedule and the food that we feed them and our supplements that has really brought them all along. And of course, the love and care. So, no, they're not adoptable dogs. And would they thrive in a situation outside of here? Some, possibly, but I'm not willing to take that risk. And I hope you guys understand that. Like I said, are you part of the 5%? Are you part of the 10% max that would spend the additional amount of time? Or is this just a feel-good thing for you, even though you're a fan of the page and you love animals? And I have seen this in volunteers that have come and gone. There's a difference between really loving an animal and giving yourself to that animal. And even those of you that are very supportive of us and you love your dog so much and you're sharing them on the subscriber page, how many of those dogs sit there? How many of those comments do you make about them and about my dogs that basically allude to what they do for you? Okay, you know what these dogs do for me? These dogs make me smile on the inside when I see them thrive and I see them happy. Not that they make me happy. Now there's moments like Kira saves me and Nugget saves me, and there are times where I need them and I'm grateful for what they do to me. But what they do for me the most is truly just watching them live their lives and do what they couldn't do yesterday. Because somebody didn't allow them to do that before they came here. And even here, you guys have seen it. I get so much flack. Oh my God, you can't let that dog do that. Oh my God, pick her up. I'd hold her all the time. Nugget can't go up the steps. Lola can't go up a ramp. Do you guys remember that one? Lola can't go up the ramp. I was trying to help her up the ramp. She's got her cerebellar hyperplasia. She's bothered. Oh my God, that's terrible. That dog 15 minutes later on her own zoomed up the ramp. So fast I couldn't even get the first take on video. I had to do it again. And I was so proud of just jamming down their throats. These dogs thrive and in every step of the way. I love seeing them do what they didn't even know they could do. And humans have let them down and limit them because we love our babies so much and we're gonna wrap in a little bubble wrap in a glass cocoon and we're not gonna let them do anything. They're just gonna sit here on my lap. No, fuck that. My dogs are living, man. They're gonna go out there, they're gonna experience life. We only get one shot at this and life is pain. There's gonna be setbacks. They're gonna stumble, they're gonna fall, but guess who's gonna be there to pick them up? I am. And we're gonna do it again. Just like my dad taught me, man. It was like, oh, you fell down riding your bike, get back up, Bobby, let's do it again. So, sorry, it was just random, but that's the mentality we have here, guys. So let me just, now with saying that, I got my notes today. You guys know I'm a pushover, but I'm not a pushover. When it comes to that positive reinforcement of a father, there are things that I do not stand, and these dogs know it. Now, some of my staff doesn't follow along quite as thoroughly as I do, but for example, I put gates in every damn room in this house and every door, and they are a major inconvenience for me. You imagine me carrying something in this house, going through 12 gates to get it up to my bedroom. I do not appreciate that. So I'll be damn sure that these dogs respect the fact that they don't go through a gate unless I allow them. It's a black and white. There is no gray area on this. Some of the staff, they let through. And this is aimed at you guys. I'm calling you out. They know they can get away with it a little bit when certain staff is here. But other than that, these dogs know. Another one that I'm not giving on, and this is why they're so healthy and in great shape. I have provided them with the best possible food with our Happy How food that I have been able to find. And I've tried a few. I've tried a Fresh Pet. And I don't think there's anything wrong with any of the ones I'm about to name because they are above and beyond any kind of bullshit that you're gonna find in a, in a bag or in a can. So Fresh Pet, it's not a bad product. It's got a set. All these products have a setback to them, and I can go into that at another time if you guys like. Farmer's Dog, I've tried that once. I've tried Num Num and Ollie or something. There was another one I can't remember. I tried all of them, and I settled on Happy How, basically meeting the owner and hearing his story and seeing his passion for not only what he's doing, but his passion for us. And you guys know how generous is he. He's developed a program where if you guys get the subscriptions, or you got buy your food, which how many people love the food for their babes, that a portion of the proceeds, it's like a commission to us, but we get it in food. So I have a $6,000 a month food bill that I pay $0 on. guys, and that's thanks to you as well. He's developed the Misfit, Feed the Misfits, in case you want to do more. So the combination of all these, you can donate to us for food, and he'll actually match that donation. It's crazy. So, that's why I felt Settlement's happy. But back to the point, now that I have this ability, and like I said earlier, I wish somebody would have done this for me, especially when I was competing for shows and training. I have the luxury of having the discipline towards them, and I hold the spoon that this is your meal. That's all you get. You don't get any more. You don't get any less. And if you don't eat it, fuck it. You're not getting fed. And at first that was a little hard. I'm gonna be honest with you, because we don't see our babies. But no, I'm not playing those damn games. And another one. This is one I'm very much a stickler on. Do fights break out here? Occasionally, yes. If I catch it, I am in there and I am after. With all the thunderous voice I can have, I'm scary as hell. And the dogs have learned to become accustomed to it. Nobody's afraid of me in those moments, except the dog that actually did the bite. The one that went after the dog that was innocent, that didn't deserve it. They know that I'm coming for them. And, of course, I will yell at them, and I'll pick them up, and I might even shake them a little bit, and I'll be bad dog or whatever. You're so bad. But what I do is then I make sure that the dog that was attacked, or was on the receiving end of this, is okay briefly, because I don't want the dog that I just scolded to be jealous that I'm favoring this one. So I make sure that one's okay, and then I deal with that one later. Then I go back to the dog I scolded, and I spend 5 to 10 minutes minimum with them, and I just hold them and love them and tell them they were bad. I know this sounds ridiculous. I'm talking to a dog like it's a human, but it does work. So I tell them they're bad, and then I hold them, I tell them how much I love them, I pet them, I let them know everything's okay. This is one thing to scold a dog, like, oh my gosh, and I'll smack the dog or whatever. That's not me. I'm just saying people do this. But then when you do that, the only reinforcement you're giving them is that you've just beaten them or you've just scared them. So if you get out of line, if they get out of line and you discipline them in whatever fashion is the way you want to do it, and then you go back very quickly so that they see, okay, that sucked, but Dad still loves me. I think that's really been paying off and works very well. So I'm a pushover for them, but I will not allow them to get through. Like I said, people reach out to me all the time. How do you stop this? How do you stop that? Well, you pay attention and you get on them, and it's kind of like the whole, you get knocked down, you get back up, and you get back up one more time, then you got knocked down. Same thing. They screw up, you get on them. You get on them one more time, and they screw up until you're the last one and you won. It's that simple. So I don't know why, but I want to say that. Let me see. I'll try to make this quick. I might actually make this for tomorrow, because we're getting into almost 20 minutes here. I'm gonna do this other one tomorrow, guys. I'll touch on it now. Somebody asked a great question yesterday, and I'm gonna be brief. I'm not gonna give you the answer at all today. But they said, Bobby, do you have a plan in place? God forbid something happens to you. So the short answer on that is we are working on that. We have been working on that for a very long time. But no, we do not currently. Please, no comments on it today. I'll explain it in great detail tomorrow. You can comment your asses off tomorrow, but I don't want this to be about that. Last couple of things I want to talk to you about is, on the page, people are getting, the way they try to scam, I swear to God, friend requests. Okay, they're saying, well, hey, I've gotten a friend request from you. We got that in the subscribers group, I believe, actually. Somebody said it. And here's the thing. Not only will I personally not reach out to you for any reason, ever, okay? Even if you say, Bobby, people do this. Bobby, I've got some information for you. Can you message me? No, I don't know you. I'm messaging you. Sorry, that's what I think. So I will never reach out to you personally, okay? For anything. And I certainly will not friend request you. And it's because I got enough friends, and I don't mean it like that, on social media, taking up space, because everybody likes to communicate on social media, that it's overwhelming. So for that reason alone, I don't want to do it. But here's the most important thing. They're telling me they're getting friend requests from the page. This is a page. The page doesn't have friends. The page has people that follow it and people that the page follows. So if you're getting a friend request from Big Guy, Little's World Sanctuary, that is 100% a scam, because the page cannot request friends. So that's your short answer to that. So watch your backs on that. And last thing I'm going to say, and we'll wrap this up happily, is once more time, it's Kevin's weekend. It's Kevin's weekend. People have been obviously getting the magnets, like I said. And of course, they buy our CBD and stuff like that. I'm really curious if you guys wouldn't mind, those of you that have the magnets collected, even if it's a small collection, or you have our t-shirts or tank tops or sweatshirts or anything, If you would like to share those in this post, I just want to see, it makes me kind of really proud, to see when people show me and with the pride that they're wearing our stuff and everything like that, because it's getting the word out. And again, I had my shirts for 25 years that I had for Majestic Wood Floors. That was the name of my flooring company. And other than it worked to look professional and my guys, I hated wearing those shirts. I don't know why, I just really did. I've never been so proud of my life. I don't wear normal clothing anymore. I mean, if Brittany and I went out, I would wear a nice dress shirt and stuff like that. But other than that, you get me in sweats or you get me in shorts. And most of the time, the tank tops, t-shirts, or sweatshirts, they're all adorned with our logo or, something to do with the dogs. And I'm so proud of that. I get stopped all the time, people not even knowing about what I do. And they're like, hey, the other day at the gym, big young guy, big young buck. I mean, he was huge. And I was wearing my white rosy tank top. And he stopped me. He says, excuse me, sir, very polite. He goes, may I ask you where you got that tank top? And I stopped and smiled for a minute. I was like, what's mine? He said, no, where'd you get it? I said, no, he goes, you made it. Yeah, and then I started to tell him about what I do. And you could see there was no connection with what I do, but he loved the graphic on it. Thank you so much, baby. You did a great job on it. He loved the graphic on it so much, he went to the site and purchased one because he thought it looked so cool. And I love that, man. Somebody stopped me, has no idea, but he's now rocking our mission. So I just thought that was cool. So show me your stuff. You guys have a really good Sunday. Kevin, you've been kind of lazy bum during this. Yeah. And support Kevin this month, even though it goes to support all of us, all of the babies. Thank you guys so much. You have a good rest of your weekend.